We are tracking wildfires in Canada that now have crews from here in Washington headed north. And there are just 4 work days scheduled for Congress to come to an agreement on the debt ceiling before we face a catastrophic default. Tonight, we'll hear from top lawmakers and President Biden as that deadline inches closer.
Now, KAPP local news at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin tonight with a threat investigation that canceled classes at Selah Middle School this morning. Investigators tell us a student used the school's reporting app to let them know about a shooting threat against the middle school, which was posted on social media. The district started with lockdown procedures, then canceled classes at the middle school.
It wasn't a legitimate threat, although we treated it like it was a legitimate threat, and we'll continue to treat this like it's a legitimate threat. And honestly, we can't take chances on this.
Selah police worked with the school resource officer to identify students who are suspected of posting the threat. We're told those students have been sent home to their parents. It'll be up to the prosecutor to determine if they should face charges. And making headlines across America this evening, a deadly mass shooting in northwestern New Mexico. This is in the Four Corners region, less than 20 miles from the Colorado border. Investigators say at least 3 people are dead, 9 others are injured. That includes 2 police officers. Police say the suspect is also dead, shot by law enforcement. Police say the suspect was 18 years old, but they are not releasing a name so far. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. Now let's switch gears here and talk about your local weather. We're taking a look outside on our Skycam. Those puffy white clouds could actually have some rain in them. Jason Valentine is tracking a chance of showers this evening.
Good Monday evening, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and a nice Mother's Day yesterday and, well, a nice day today. So as we move along in our next 24 hours, we're going to be staying warm, really almost a carbon copy of what we saw today. We could see a stray shower or 2. I'll show you that in my full forecast as we head into our evening and into tomorrow morning, especially for the Blue Mountain region in the mid-Columbia. But we're going to see mostly clear skies. Overnights, our lows are going to be getting into the 60s for most of our areas, if not upper 50s. And as we move on into tomorrow, more sunshine is ahead. Again, scattered shower or 2, but highs are going to be in the pretty much lower 90s, mid to upper 80s. We're going to see a similar day on Wednesday, tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. But as we get to Thursday and Saturday, we're going to see our warmest temperatures, pretty much our warmest temperatures of the year so far. And then we'll see a bit of a cool down as we head into our next work week. But folks, a nice Tuesday is on the way, though we do have some scattered showers possible tonight. I'll have your forecast that's coming up later in the show. But for right now, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Jason. And today, Washington Governor Jay Inslee signed a new law putting limits on what type of chemicals are allowed in cosmetics and personal care items like shampoo. Medications, toothpaste, and antibacterial soap are all regulated by the FDA, but makeup and skincare are not. And experts say a lot of chemicals are potentially dangerous or could become dangerous. Things like the chemicals that could release formaldehyde. The new law would slowly ban those chemicals from cosmetics made or sold in Washington. The first restrictions under the new law take effect on New Year's Day 2025. Republicans in the Oregon State Senate once again refused to show up for work this morning. They've been boycotting floor sessions for nearly 2 weeks now, saying that the bills up for debate are not written in plain language. Democrats hold the majority in Oregon's Senate, but without Republicans, they don't have enough people to hold a vote. Senate President Rob Wagner criticizing Republicans' decision to stay away.
It is now apparent that we again lack a quorum today. The majority of Senate Republicans continue to walk off the job that the voters elected them to do and which our Constitution compels them to attend. We are here to fund our schools, to support our seniors, to repair our infrastructure and our bridges, and make Oregon a great place to live and raise families.
Oregon state lawmakers with 10 or more unexcused absences are no longer allowed to run for re-election because of a law that voters approved last year. 3 senators hit that trigger point today, although they could still challenge the rule in court. Now, lawmakers in Congress don't seem to be any closer to a deal to raise the debt ceiling and avert a financial crisis as we take a live look at our nation's capital this evening. That financial crisis could be just over 2 weeks away. Failing to raise the debt ceiling could impact everything from military pay and Social Security benefits to 401k accounts. ABC's Faith Abube is tracking the latest in D.C.
Tonight, mixed messages over whether the U.S. is any closer to avoiding a potentially devastating and a first-ever default on its debts. After days of staff-level negotiations, President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy at odds over how much progress has been made towards a deal to pay the nation's bills. McCarthy accusing the White House of wanting a default rather than a deal.
It's just staff moving ideas back and forth, that there's no movement.
But sources tell ABC News the staff-level talks have been productive. Even President Biden saying he's optimistic a default will be averted.
I really think there's a desire on their part as well as ours to reach agreement. I think we'll be able to do it.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office warning that there is significant risk the government could run out of money to pay its bills in the first 2 weeks of June. For the first time, the president calling the meetings with Republicans a negotiation after months of insisting that he will not negotiate on GOP demands to tie spending cuts to raising the debt ceiling. Sources familiar with the talks tell ABC News that possible areas of agreement include rolling back unspent COVID relief funds and reforming the permitting process for energy projects. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen urging Congress to act quickly.
There's the serious threat of default can lead to a downgrade of our credit rating and a weakening of consumer confidence. We could see a rise in interest rates drive up payments on mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards.
And President Biden has confirmed another meeting on Tuesday with Speaker Kevin McCarthy to discuss the debt ceiling. And the president is scheduled to leave for the G7 summit in Japan on Wednesday, and so far he says that trip is still on. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Now, while officials predict that we won't be looking at a catastrophe until June 1st, Congress is only scheduled to meet for 4 days in the next 2.5 weeks, which means a very small window of time for congressional leaders and the president to work out a deal that they can then get the rest of their party lawmakers to approve. New tonight, a 4-year investigation trying to determine if the FBI did anything wrong while looking into possible ties between Russia and former President Trump's 2016 campaign is now over. The special counsel's report says the FBI and the Justice Department had what they call a series of missteps, relying on uncorroborated intelligence and ignoring or explaining away evidence that didn't fit the narrative. The FBI says it's already made changes to prevent a similar situation in the future. World News Tonight will have continuing coverage coming up at 5:30. At the southern border, the predicted surge of people trying to cross so far doesn't seem to have materialized. In fact, the head of Homeland Security says things are quieter than before.
Border Patrol has experienced a 50% drop in the number of encounters versus what we were experiencing earlier in the week before Title 42 ended.
Homeland Security comparing 10,000 migrant encounters a day before Title 42 ended down to just 4,200 arrivals on Saturday. Now that is still thousands of people every day. And now a group of mayors is banding together, asking the White House for help.
We have finite resources, and we are indeed stressed here in Denver. 5 of us mayors, including Mayor Adams of New York, D.C., Chicago, and Denver, have joined together in a letter to the White House that arrives today requesting a meeting with the president.
The federal government should get all the border mayors in one room so we can all be on the same page. This is not a Democrat or Republican problem. This is an American problem.
The end of Title 42 means that people who are caught trying to cross the border illegally will face more penalties than they did during the pandemic. We have a consumer alert tonight. The benchmark price for eggs sold in their shells is down to just 94 cents per dozen in the wholesale market. It's according to an independent price reporting agency, and it's a sharp fall from the $5.46 per dozen just 6 months ago. Now, retail, the price you pay in the store is going to be well above the 94 cents per carton, although those prices have been going down as well. Last year, you'll remember, the avian flu wiped out a huge number of egg-laying hens all across the country. That reduced our egg supply. On top of that, farmers had to deal with higher costs for things like feed and fuel. But now, supply seems to be back on track. Bird flu seems to be on the downswing, and demand hasn't kept up. Experts say shoppers responded to those high egg prices by cutting back, and shoppers' demand for eggs also typically drops in the late spring. Tonight, we're tracking wildfires in Western Canada that are forcing thousands of people from their homes. Hundreds of firefighters from the Pacific Northwest and as far away as Colorado and South Dakota have been sent to Alberta to help battle fast-moving fires there.
There are 87 active wildfires in the forest protection area of Alberta, and 24 of them are out of control. So far this year, we've responded to 451 wildfires that have burnt more than 521,000 hectares. Our peak burning period, which is when the temperatures are at their highest and the fuels are at their driest, is still in front of us.
Now, one of the big concerns for us here in Washington is this, all of the smoke. We saw this a couple of years ago with fires in British Columbia, sending smoke down into Washington. And we could see that again this summer if these wildfires keep up and the wind shifts just a bit. So we're going to continue tracking that for you. For right now, we're seeing fairly nice weather actually for this time of year. Take a look at our radar. We are seeing some showers in the area. We're tracking those for you. You're also seeing lightning. That is not an illusion. We are actually seeing some possible thunderstorms in the forecast. Jason's talking about that in just a moment. And still ahead on KAPP Local News at 5, hear why the CDC says there's no more Johnson & Johnson vaccine in the United States.
When do you feel at home? In the solitude of a quiet drive? When you're dancing to your favorite song? Or wherever you have a shoulder to cry on? For decades, we've called this community home and dedicated ourselves to helping those in it so that no matter where you go, you'll feel at home.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. King and Kopstein for a free live webinar this Thursday at noon and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine from Morphine Law Firm. If you've been wronged and you need to make it right, give us a call. We're not afraid to fight. If you need an attorney with your best interests in mind, give us a call at Morphine Law Firm.
I was diagnosed when I was 39. I found a lump. Within a week, it had grown so immensely, I could see it in the mirror. It's such a whirlwind when you're diagnosed with cancer. The most important thing in your life is your health. If I could tell a young person who was thinking about their health anything about breast cancer, I would just say be as proactive as possible and get checked.
4752.
Hey up there. Points. Points! Everyone knows miles are better than points. Oh, you fancy miles. That's all you ever talk about.
Stop! I'm telling Dad you used credit.
Bah! Pish posh. Use me. What he needs is points.
Think about the repercussions. It's 10% off if you sign up for a store card.
No. Oh, boy.
It's okay to use credit sometimes. Let's talk about it.
Find a healthier approach to money at Gisa.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic has taken a large toll on the U.S. population, and that includes kids. Researchers find that COVID-19 is now among the top 10 leading causes of death for the younger population. Unintentional injuries, assault, and suicide are also among the leading causes of death in children under the age of 19. Now, a new study ranks COVID-19 as the 8th among all causes of death in young people. Researchers at the University of Oxford looked at deaths between August of 2021 and July of 2022. They also found COVID-19 was the leading cause of death among infections and respiratory diseases. And the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine is no longer available in the United States. That's according to the CDC. They're saying the American stock of the vaccine expired on May 7th, and any remaining doses should be disposed of. There were only about 19 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine administered in the United States, compared to more than 230 million doses of the Moderna vaccine and more than 360 million doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. You've probably seen the worries about artificial intelligence creating its own movies or maybe deciding to take on its own agenda. But it's also taking orders in the Midwest. Matt Christensen explains.
Welcome. Would you like to try the double mushroom Swiss 2 for $6?
AI is ready to take your order. Checkers in the Quad Cities has used the technology for the past 8 months. Checkers owner Brian Keel explains how it's used.
It's going to immediately ask, would you like to try the double mushroom and Swiss 2 for $6? And then whatever the guest says, it will react to that. It's crazy. The guest will say, oh no, but do you have slushies? And it'll come back and say, well, yes, we do have slushies. We have this, we have that, and they'll just start a conversation.
So how's it going?
Classic or bacon barbecue mother cruncher?
Let's go classic. Customers say AI takes some getting used to, and sometimes you have to choose your words wisely.
Well, there's certain key words for things on this in order for you to take your order. Like, let's say you want a chili dog with cheese and no onions. You have to make sure you say chili dog. You can't say chili cheese dog.
Every time AI makes a mistake, we take a picture of the order and we send it to the support team, and that mistake rarely happens again.
Keel says AI isn't taking any jobs at Checkers.
Our aim was to help the operations of our restaurant because we were shorthanded, we weren't getting applicants, and this has really helped us do that. Whereas when you drive by Checkers, we'd be open at 2 in the morning. Other places can't stay open past 10 because they don't have the people.
Hi, welcome. You had a swirl ice cream cone. It'll be $2.14.
You have some that do not want to speak to a computer, and that's okay. You can request an employee. Or if we notice that they're getting a little frustrated and they don't want to talk to a computer, then we can intervene and finish the rest of the order for the guests.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday evening, everyone. And again, hope you had a wonderful day today. We could see a bit of a stray shower or two as we head into our overnight or tonight into our overnight period into tomorrow morning. Still hot and sunny, and we have a hot week ahead. So what you saw today, we're going to see, again, almost a carbon copy tomorrow and Wednesday. And then we'll see those hottest temperatures of the year so far as we get to Thursday into Saturday, and pretty much cooling down as we get to Sunday into our next work week. So cooler temperatures. If this is a little hot for you, especially so early in spring, we will be looking at those cooler temperatures, at least by a bit, returning next week. But for the next couple of days, mid to upper 80s for most of our areas to lower 90s. And then by the time we get to Thursday through Saturday, mid to lower 90s to upper 80s in some areas. Also, our winds, not really a factor for the week ahead. We're going to be looking at more or less 10 mile per hour to light winds for the next couple of days, if not into Saturday. And then we'll see a bit of a bump as we cool down on Sunday, but still looking so far 10 to 20 mile per hour winds on your Sunday. So nothing really to worry about, at least wind-wise, as we move along in our week. So taking a look at our future cast, we do have a little bit of shower activity possible as we head into our overnight period into tomorrow morning. So we're going to continue to see just a little bit of shower activity coming in along with some mostly clear skies. So a little bit of everything. So this is tomorrow morning. And as we move into the afternoon, we could see a little bit forming in our Yakima and Ellensburg areas. Again, these will be very quick if they do come. And then Wednesday, just some scattered showers here and there. So keep an eye out for a scattered shower or two. We should start to settle down, though, as we get to Thursday, as we warm up into our weekend. So in our almanac, as you would infer, we are looking much warmer than our average. So for Yakima, 14 degrees above our average and quite a bit warmer in our overnight period. For the Tri-Cities area, 14 as well, up from 76 and almost 20 degrees, 18 degrees warmer in our overnight period. My goodness, still way off our records for this time of year. But still, folks, what a warm middle part of spring we're having. So Memorial Day, 2 weeks from today. And we celebrated Mom yesterday. Well, we're going to celebrate Father's Day. That's about 5 weeks from yesterday, and Juneteenth, 5 weeks from today as well. So as we move into our overnight period, we are in the lower 60s to upper 50s, staying warm overnight. Stray shower, very possible. And as we head into our Tuesday. Going to look lovely, partly cloudy skies, highs mostly in the mid to upper 80s, some lower 90s in there. 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities area. Again, carbon copies, maybe a little bit more sunshine for your Wednesday, and then ample sunshine Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and starting to cool down on Sunday and return to the 80s by the time we get to a week from today. Overnight lows are holding tough, though. We're going to see much cooler temperatures overnight Sunday into Monday, so the 60s will come to an end. In Yakima, upper 80s through Wednesday, lower 90s Thursday through Saturday, and even return to the 70s as we get to next week. And look at the difference between Saturday late night at 61 to Sunday late night into Monday, almost a 20-degree drop in our overnight period. So folks, scattered showers possible tonight for the Mid-Columbia and the Blues. Tomorrow morning for the Mid-Columbia and the afternoon for the Yakima Valley. Other than that, we expect plenty of sunshine and again, highs lower 90s to upper 80s tomorrow and Wednesday. And then we warm up a bit as we get to Thursday into Saturday.
Thanks, Jason. And up next on KAPP Local News, we are talking about plans to bring a new school to the Tri-Cities and how you can get involved in the process.
A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
We have some of the most scenic bicycle pathways in the region. Remember to be careful and that all the rules of the road apply to bicyclists. So stay on the right, obey all traffic signs, and watch out for the other guy.
This week, the debt ceiling showdown with so much at stake. Plus, as migrants arrive, how U.S. cities are managing the high number of asylum seekers. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Hi, I'm Stan. Welcome to my Stan Talk. My theory, it's called Triple Play because you can have fun on land, sea, and air. On land, bowling, XD Dark Ride, and others. At sea, all the slides and pools in Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park. In air, the ropes course, Nebula Drop Tower, and new zip ride. Or maybe the owner just liked triple cheeseburgers. Thanks, everyone!
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
Mildly entertaining. I will take that.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. King and Kopstein for a free live webinar this Thursday at noon. And find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
The electrifying rock stars from the original cast of the Broadway production now in concert. This is Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. Live and in concert. Friday, July 21st at Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Broadway's Rock of Ages Band, performing the monster hits that helped define the 80s.
Join us at Giza Stadium on May 17th for the second annual Salute to Seniors. At 12:30, enjoy an all-you-can-eat and drink buffet before catching the Dust Devils action at 1:30. Don't miss out on this fun-filled day celebrating our beloved seniors.
Statistics show every 20 minutes an accident happens. It's not a pleasant thought, but sometimes watching out for the other guy is not good enough. If you've been injured in an accident, call Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Welcome back, everyone. The Richland School District is hosting forums for community input on the planning for its new high school. The district hasn't built a new comprehensive high school for more than 50 years, which is why they're now looking for feedback. The idea is for it to go on district-owned land in West Richland, behind Leona Libby Middle School and the Teaching, Learning, and Administrative Center. Superintendent Dr. Shelley Rodinger says the district is anticipating a lot of growth to the West Richland area, and the current high schools are already at overcapacity.
Right now, we're currently over capacity, 100 to 150 students. We do, when we're looking at the growth that's projected, especially in West Richland, we are very concerned about capacity in the next decade.
There will be opportunities at this forum to discuss specific design and programming aspects of the new school, from traditional subjects to career and technical education, the arts, fitness, special education, and even more. The meeting is happening tomorrow night at the Hanford High School Commons from 6 until 7. We'll be right back with a final check on your forecast on KAPP Local News at 5.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630, Bothwell and Hamill.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Reel in a fortune during the $200,000 Fishing for a Fortune at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, with over $7,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Cash your line and win up to $750 free play, $1,000 cash, or hook a new 15-foot Alaskan DLX boat. Play Wednesdays and multiply your entries. Use your club wild card and earn points and win special prizes from Billy's Bait Shop. Reel in your next fortune today. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Legends Casino in Toppenish is celebrating its silver anniversary, and the festivities are going on all month. Legends Casino opened its doors on May 15th, 1998. Since then, there have been a lot of changes. Coming up tonight on KAPP Local News at 6, we'll show you some of the festivities that happened today and what's next for Legends Casino. But for right now, we're keeping an eye on the chance of showers in our area. Beautiful skies outside right now in the Tri-Cities. We are seeing just a few clouds out there. But if you look at the radar, you're seeing kind of the showers circling our area. We're keeping an eye on that for you this evening. Jason Valentine has a look at what to expect overnight.
All right, let's get you ready for tomorrow, your Tuesday. We're pretty much the similar conditions for the Tri-Cities at 90, mostly sunny skies, so keep an eye out for a little bit of shower activity, especially tomorrow morning and tonight. In the Yakima Valley, we're going to be a touch cooler with a little bit more cloud coverage, and in the afternoon, best chance of a little bit of shower activity for your Tuesday. Walla Walla, again, we're seeing a little bit of shower activity possible, highs in the mid-80s as the blues remain a little bit cooler than the rest of our regions. Also, a little bit of electricity for your early afternoon to early evening hours, mid-80s for Ellensburg. So folks, still a little bit of stray showers here and there, but still we'll see plenty of sunshine for your Tuesday.
Thanks, Jason. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. KAPP KVEW Local News is back tonight at 6. And of course, you can find the latest anytime on our website, yaktrynews.com.
I was 34. I was a business owner. I was a single mom with a 4-year-old, and I felt a lump in the shower. I have cancer. It doesn't have me. I'm gonna get rid of it, and then I'm gonna go on with my life. I was gonna do anything that it took. I did, and here I am, almost 10 years later. I had a little boy. He needs his mom.
How does free college or training sound? It's possible. Washington College Grant gives eligible people money for certificate programs, job training, apprenticeships, or college. Learn more at wagrant.org. That's wagrant.org.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine from Morphine Law Firm. If you've been wronged and you need to make it right, give us a call. We're not afraid to fight. If you need an attorney with your best interests in mind, give us a call at Morphine Law Firm.
Tonight, a deadly mass shooting, 2 police officers among those shot. The images coming in at this hour, at least 3 people dead, those 2 police officers wounded. The gunman taken down by police in New Mexico, homes and vehicles reportedly hit by gunfire. Schools across the city placed on lockdown. Kana Whitworth reporting. The attack at a U.S. congressman's office in Virginia. Authorities say the suspect armed with a bat, looking for the congressman, the staffers who were attacked. Tonight, after a 4-year investigation, the Trump-era special counsel and the 300-page report on the FBI's Russia investigation. Deeply critical of the FBI, Pierre Thomas in Washington. Tonight, the newest warning from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, making it clear the U.S. could default as soon as June 1st. And even coming close to that date, she says, with this political battle, could damage the U.S. economy. So where does this stand tonight? What the president is now saying, what House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told our Rachel Scott today. The southern border tonight and the Biden administration now reporting migrant crossings are down more than 50% since Title 42 expired. So what's driving this? Will Carr on the border. The war in Ukraine tonight and the dramatic images coming in from the battle for Bakhmut. Ukrainian fighters making their most significant advance in 6 months. Images tonight of Russian forces being captured and what they say this video shows. Here in the U.S., the husband accused of killing his wife after she disappeared on Mother's Day in 2020, sitting down with our Ariel Reshev. His daughters sitting beside him. Charges have now been dropped. What he's now saying and what prosecutors are still signaling about the husband. Tonight, we're tracking severe storms, damaging winds and large hail from Missouri all the way east to Virginia over the next 24 hours. In the west, record heat, and in the Pacific Northwest tonight, this rare May heat wave. Martha Stewart on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. At a sign of the times, what is the average age of cars and trucks on the road right now? What drivers are now saying about this.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. We do begin tonight with this deadly mass shooting. At least 3 people dead in northwest New Mexico. 2 officers among those shot rushed to the hospital, several others injured. The urgent call about an active shooter going out, you could actually hear gunshots still going off on the call. They were radioing that several people were already down. Multiple agencies responding, 3 people found dead. All schools put on lockdown while they search for the suspect. Officers confronting him, shooting him dead. ABC's Kana Whitworth leading us off tonight.
Tonight, the urgent investigation into a mass shooting in Farmington, New Mexico that left at least 3 people dead, 2 police officers wounded, and 7 other people injured. The alleged gunman, who authorities say was 18 years old, also killed.
There's multiple shots still going off in the background on our open lines.
Authorities from multiple agencies responding to reports of an active shooter northwest of Albuquerque around 11 a.m.
Officers responded to the area to find a chaotic scene where a male subject was actively firing upon individuals in that neighborhood.
Be advised, I got several people down.
Schools citywide put on lockdown as police search for the shooter.
I have eyes on the suspect. He's walking south.
Officers confronting and killing the suspect. The 2 injured officers now in stable condition at the hospital. Multiple homes and vehicles reportedly hit by gunfire. Witnesses describing the whore.
I'm in my garage and I hear this rap, 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 rap.
So far this year, there have been at least 225 mass shootings in the United States, according to the Gun Violence Archive.
So now, David, authorities are investigating a crime scene that is several blocks long in a residential neighborhood. But the schools that were on lockdown have since reopened, and the FBI says they're standing by, ready to assist if need be. David.
Kana Whitworth leading us off tonight. Kana, thank you. We're going to turn now to the violent attack at the office of Virginia Congressman Jerry Connolly, a man showing up at the office armed with a metal baseball bat, asking for the congressman, and then assaulting two of his staffers, others in the office running to hide. Here's ABC's Janae Norman tonight.
Tonight, the targeted attack at a congressman's office.
You could absolutely tell that the people inside were scared. They were hiding.
Two staffers for Virginia Democratic Representative Jerry Connolly rushed to the hospital after police say a man walked into his Fairfax, Virginia district office and attacked them with a metal baseball bat.
Someone swinging a bat around, I would be scared as well.
The alleged attacker, identified as 49-year-old Xuan Ka Tran Pham, Connolly's office, telling ABC News he hit a senior aide in the head and an intern in the upper body. Police say the suspect asked for the congressman by name, but Connolly was at a ribbon cutting for a food bank in his district at the time.
What is it you're trying to protect?
Connolly, a Democrat who serves on the House Foreign Affairs and House Oversight Committees, writing, "My district office staff make themselves available to constituents and members of the public every day. The thought that someone would take advantage of my staff's accessibility to commit an act of violence is unconscionable and devastating."
And no word yet on a motive, but authorities say they are looking into mental illness as a potential factor. And David, as for that intern who was injured, we're told it was their first day on the job. David.
That's really something. Janae Norman. Janae, thank you. Well, late today, the final report made public by the Trump-era special counsel investigating the origins of the FBI's Russia investigation. John Durham, appointed by former President Trump's Attorney General Bill Barr, in his 300-page report, deeply critical of the FBI. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, tonight.
Tonight, the end of a long road for special counsel John Durham, who was appointed by Donald Trump's Attorney General Bill Barr 4 years ago to dig into the origins of the FBI's Russia investigation into Trump and his campaign. The Biden administration left Durham in place to complete his work, and in his final report, he slams the FBI, indicating they never should have launched a probe in the first place, since neither U.S. law enforcement nor the intelligence community appears to have possessed any actual evidence of collusion. Instead, Durham found that the Bureau relied on raw, unanalyzed, and uncorroborated intelligence, noting that there was significant reliance on investigative leads provided or funded directly or indirectly by Trump's political opponents. An example, the so-called Steele dossier, of allegations prepared by former British spy Christopher Steele. Durham found the FBI was unable to corroborate a single substantive allegation from the dossier. But Trump's own comments about Russia in the campaign added to questions about possible collusion.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
Durham found the FBI failed to critically analyze information that ran counter to the narrative of a Trump-Russia collusive relationship, calling that extremely troublesome. But Durham's investigation, which cost taxpayers $6.5 million, falls far short of proving there was a deep state conspiracy against Trump. The special counsel brought no charges against any senior intelligence or law enforcement officials, and the two major cases he did pursue both ended in acquittals. Durham only convicted one lower-level FBI official of misconduct in pursuing an electronic surveillance warrant.
So let's get right to Pierre Thomas live in Washington tonight. And Pierre, I know the FBI is now responding to the special counsel's report.
David, the special counsel's blistering assessment of the FBI tracks closely with a 2019 highly critical report from the DOJ Inspector General. Tonight, the FBI said it already has put in place dozens of corrective actions that might have prevented those mistakes that were made. David?
Pierre Thomas tonight. Thank you, Pierre. We're going to turn now to the U.S. border with Mexico tonight. And amid so much concern, we have now learned that after Title 42 expired and after new rules kicked in, the Biden administration now saying the number of people seeking entry has actually been cut in half. So what's driving this, and will this trend continue? ABC's Will Carr from Brownsville, Texas tonight.
Tonight, a significant drop in encounters at the border from over 10,000 per day just before Title 42 expired to around 4,200 on Saturday. New rules require non-Mexican migrants to have been denied asylum in another country or apply for an interview through an app. If they don't, they could be deported and barred from entering the U.S. for 5 years.
The message that there are consequences in place at the border is an important one that we hope is resonating.
In cities at the border and around the country are already at a breaking point. New York City receiving hundreds of asylum seekers every day, more than 4,200 last week alone, reopening the iconic Roosevelt Hotel as an arrival center. I crossed into Mexico to see the conditions at a massive border camp with more than 1,500 migrants in Matamoros.
There are quite literally piles of garbage here. You can smell it. There's smoke in the air. They're burning, they're cooking, they're doing everything they can to try to sustain themselves.
Many migrants tell me they're trying to use the CBP app but have run into glitches or are having trouble with service. Still, this woman fleeing violence from Honduras, walking the majority of the way to the border, says she's willing to wait.
Tonight, federal authorities say that hundreds of migrants have been forced back into Mexico and thousands more are in custody going through their asylum interviews. They say they are still prepared if there is a surge in the coming days or weeks. David.
Will Carr on the U.S. border in Brownsville, Texas tonight. Will, thank you. We're going to turn now to the U.S. economy and this political battle over the debt ceiling. Tonight, the newest warning from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, making it clear that the U.S. could default as soon as June 1st. And her warning that even coming close to that date with this political battle could damage the U.S. economy. So tonight, what the president is now saying, and Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy with our Rachel Scott on the Hill tonight.
Tonight, with time running out, President Biden is summoning top congressional leaders back to the White House.
What day?
Over the weekend, the president insisting progress has been made.
I really think there's a desire on their part as well as ours to reach agreement. I think we'll be able to do it.
But today, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tells me they are nowhere near a deal.
It's just staff moving ideas back and forth, but that there's no movement.
Are you confident that it'll happen by the end of the week, Speaker McCarthy?
Not based upon what they're offering right now, no.
McCarthy says he will not raise the debt limit unless the president agrees to spending cuts. Sources say on the table, clawing back unspent COVID funds, streamlining regulations for new energy projects, and imposing stricter work requirements for certain federal aid programs. The consequences of a default would be dire. Social Security payments would halt, troops could go unpaid, and by one projection, nearly 8 million people could lose their jobs.
Default is not an option. Its consequences are too damaging, too severe. It must be taken off the table.
So let's bring in Rachel Scott. She's live up on the Hill again tonight. Rachel, as you know, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen again sounding the alarm, warning the U.S. Could default as soon as June 1st, and even warning that getting close to that date could have real consequences.
David, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is making it clear that even waiting to the last minute to raise the debt limit could disrupt financial markets, negatively impacting consumers and businesses, and also downgrade the credit rating for the United States. The closer we get to default, the worse it gets, which is why tonight she is urging Congress to act quickly. David.
Rachel Scott following this every step of the way for us. Thanks, Rachel. We're going to turn now to the war in Ukraine. Tonight, there appears to be a major advance. Ukrainian officials say their soldiers have made their most significant advance in 6 months. Tonight, here are the dramatic images from the battle for Bakhmut. Russian forces being captured. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge on the ground in Ukraine for us again tonight.
Tonight, the most significant advance for Ukraine in 6 months. Dramatic drone video showing Ukrainian forces storming Russian positions near Bakhmut, taking land to the north and south. Ukrainian troops lobbing grenades to clear trenches, capturing Russian soldiers. Today, President Zelensky suggesting the gains near Bakhmut are not the beginning of a major counter-offensive, saying on a trip to the UK, his forces need a bit more time to prepare. The UK pledging more longer-range cruise missiles for Ukraine, as well as lethal attack drones. In the build-up to the Ukrainian offensive, we were shown this American mine-resistant infantry vehicle.
When soldiers are inside one of these heavily armoured vehicles, they're protected from heavy explosions and heavy machine gun fire. So when Ukraine is advancing, these vehicles will help save soldiers' lives.
The US supplying more than 500 of these to Ukraine.
And tonight, the White House saying Russia and Iran are expanding their, quote, unprecedented defense partnership, with Moscow looking to buy more of those lethal Iranian drones to attack Ukrainian cities. David?
That's a relationship the U.S. is watching closely as well. Tom Sufi-Burridge, thank you. Now to Turkey tonight, a key NATO ally, and the race for the president is now headed to a tense runoff there. Neither President Erdogan nor his main rival winning 50% of the vote. They'll face off again in 2 weeks' time. Erdogan has led Turkey for 20 years now. Back here in the U.S., and the husband from Colorado accused of killing his wife after she disappeared on Mother's Day in 2020, speaking out for the first time since charges were dropped against him. What he's now saying, his daughter's by his side, and what prosecutors are still signaling about that husband. ABC's Ariel Reshef tonight with the interview.
Tonight, an ABC News exclusive. Barry Morphew, the man accused of killing his wife Suzanne after she disappeared on Mother's Day in 2020, speaking only to ABC after first-degree murder and tampering with evidence charges were dropped against him. Barry and their daughters Macy and Mallory say his life has been ruined by false accusations.
What have these last 3 years been like for you?
Very, very sad. Very confusing. Just so traumatic. Like literally our worst nightmare.
Did you have anything to do with the disappearance of your wife?
Absolutely not.
Barry filing a $15 million civil suit against prosecutors, the sheriff, and several investigators.
So I know that 15 million is a huge number, but I don't think that, in my mind, that covers any of the damage that's happened to Barry and the girls.
If they would just look for Suzanne outside of where they hypothesized Barry could have possibly buried her remains, they could find her.
Prosecutors say they dropped the charges, hoping for additional evidence, believing they were close to finding Suzanne's body. Prosecutors say Suzanne was having an affair, preparing to leave Barry after he found out, and disappeared shortly after texting Barry, "I'm done."
What was your first thought?
My heart was broke. My heart was broken. I didn't believe it.
The DAs believed that they had their guy, and they believe that there's a mountain of evidence against you. There's just not Suzanne's body.
They're wrong. They've got tunnel vision, and they looked at one person, and they've got too much pride to say they're wrong and look somewhere else.
David, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office and the DA saying that they do not comment on pending litigation or on ongoing investigation. Authorities telling ABC News that Barry Morphew is still a suspect in his wife's disappearance, and they're not ruling out future charges. David?
Ariel Reshef reporting on the case for us. Ariel, thank you. When we come back on a Monday night, we're tracking severe storms tonight into tomorrow, damaging winds, large hail, several states from Missouri all the way east. We're going to time this out for you. And the shark attack tonight coming very close, what the kayak looked like.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I was diagnosed with AFib. When I first noticed symptoms, which kept coming and going, I should have gone to the doctor. Instead, I tried to let it pass. If you experience irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, you should talk to your doctor. AFib increases the risk of stroke about 5 times. When it comes to your health, this is no time to wait.
Did you know you can save with GoodRx, even if you have insurance?
You know, I thought my prescription was covered until it wasn't, but GoodRx helps with that.
I work for myself, so I buy my own insurance. And I still check GoodRx.
I'm on Medicare. I check GoodRx because it can beat my copay. Who wouldn't like that?
Even if you have insurance, GoodRx can help you save.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Tonight, we are tracking severe storms on the move at this hour. Millions are on alert for damaging winds and large hail from Missouri to Virginia. This is through tomorrow. You can see the region in the path there. A rare May heat wave continues in the Pacific Northwest tonight. Seattle and Portland both hitting record highs over the weekend. And in California this week, temperatures closing in already on triple digits. A close call for a fisherman off Hawaii. Video showing a tiger shark attacking his kayak. Wow. About a mile off Oahu. The shark biting the kayak, the fisherman then kicking it away. He wasn't hurt. He says he kept fishing and didn't realize how serious it was until he looked at the video afterward. When we come back tonight, Martha Stewart on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And this question tonight, what's the average age of cars on the roads these days? In a moment.
No matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help you have fewer asthma attacks and breathe better. Tespire is an add-on treatment for people 12 and over. It is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions may occur and can be serious. Rash or eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. No matter who you are, ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. We design smarter ways to detect motion for fast emergency response. We create HD cameras so you could see what's happening in your home from anywhere. All powered by Fast Protect technology, exclusively from Simply Safe for faster police response. Because in here, your safety is the only thing that matters. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Take advantage of everything AARP has to offer right now. Join AARP for $9 per year with a 5-year term, and your second membership is free. Get access to discounts on everyday purchases, eye care and prescriptions, and tools and tips to help manage your money and maximize your health. Plus, AARP fights to protect your Social Security, Medicare, and more. Join and get an insulated trunk organizer free, plus AARP the magazine. Call or go to yesaarp.org now.
The will states that Mr. Marbles will receive everything he needs in perpetuity thanks to auto ship from Chewy.
I always loved that old man.
And he gets the summer house.
What? Save more on what they love and never run out with auto ship from Chewy.
One Prilosec OTC each morning blocks heartburn all day and all night. Prilosec OTC reduces excess acid for 24 hours, blocking heartburn before it starts. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can dramatically relieve RA and PSA symptoms, including fatigue for some. It can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
To the index of other news, and tonight a new report finds more Americans are driving their cars much longer. The average age of a passenger vehicle is now 12 and a half years old. Edmunds.com says the average cost of a new vehicle in the U.S. is now nearly $48,000. Gas prices, higher car loan rates, and the microchip shortage are all factors, of course. Tonight, Martha Stewart making history. At 81, she's now the oldest swimsuit model to appear on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. She says she hopes the cover inspires people to try new things. The issue on newsstands this Thursday. Good for you, Martha. When we come back here tonight, the graduating class and the one person they all stopped to hug, even before getting their diploma, and it wasn't their parents.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
Best Food's real mayonnaise. Every dollop is so rich and creamy. It makes any food delicious. Irresistible. Best Food's mayonnaise.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
Wow.
And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free.
Not that you're bragging.
Choose the phone you want on us during our spring savings event.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Known as a passionate artist. Known for loving the outdoors. Known for getting everyone together. No one wants to be known for cancer, but a treatment can be. Keytruda is known to treat cancer, FDA approved for 16 types of cancer, including certain early-stage cancers. One of those cancers is triple-negative breast cancer. Keytruda may be used with chemotherapy medicines as treatment before surgery, and then continued alone after surgery when you have early-stage breast cancer and are at high risk of it coming back.
Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
Keytruda is an immunotherapy and is also being studied in hundreds of clinical trials exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true, Keytruda from Merck. See all the types of cancer Keytruda is known for at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda could be right for you.
It is hot out there and getting hotter, but we are tracking a chance of showers. You might even hear a rumble of thunder this evening. The details are coming up on KAPP KVEW Local News at 6, right after World News Tonight. We'll see you then.
Finally tonight here, America Strong, grateful for their diploma and grateful for Miss Val. High Point University in North Carolina, commencement day.
My girl.
The graduating class in cap and gown, the graduates stopping, though, to hug someone special. That security guard, Valerie Baxter. To everyone on campus, she's simply Miss Val.
Y'all better come back to see me. Oh, we will. I love you guys.
Those students, no strangers to Miss Val's hugs. She's been at High Point University for more than a decade, and every year when the school year starts,
welcome home. We missed you guys.
Miss Val telling parents, don't worry, if your son or daughter ever needs a hug, I'm right here.
We love you.
This year at commencement, the hugs were for Miss Val.
We love you, Miss Val.
And right here tonight, the students grateful.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. Hi, David.
Business graduate Jake Gurman on Miss Val and her impact.
She is such an amazing and extraordinary person. She is so caring, so personable, and it just goes to show why she had such a huge line to hug her at graduation.
Communications graduate Julie Segala tonight.
I can definitely confirm that Miss Val is like a campus mom to us all.
Business graduate Christy Kusia and her hug.
Every time I pulled into campus, she always knew how to put a smile on my face. She just knew how to make High Point feel like home.
We salute the graduates, and of course, we salute Miss Val. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
The Game Show Wednesday night.
Life is like a game show. We all are looking for that jackpot.
What's better than that?
When you give money out on a game show, it's better than sex.
Welcome to the game show.
Wednesday night.
It's time.